Is that working? I should mute myself for a minute, and so I can clear my throat. It's funny, Wexy, because I literally just hydrated. Okay, there we go. My hips turned off because I was sitting in a really awkward position trying to get my stream stuff ready. And yeah, now I'm just here, you know? Hopefully you're doing well, Wexy. I also forgot to charge all of my trackers, so I'm on life support at the moment, so I'm trying not to move too much. Otherwise, I could damage things. So, you're just doing. That's fair. I am also just doing. I can't get my voice right today. It's really fucked. It's actually so frustrating because I feel so much phlegm, and I've actually been really hurting for the past few days. Not just like sickness wise, or like voice wise, I mean, but kind of sick actually. My stomach's been hurting, my mood's been fucky. I don't know. I've just been all over the place. And I was like not sure what I wanted to do tonight. And then I realized like, okay, well I haven't streamed in a while, so I should probably do that. So here I am. Yeah. I honestly don't know what I wanted to do. I just thought if I'm just gonna be sitting by myself, right? Oops, that's on fly mode still. Oops. Hello. Camera mode. Stream. There we go. Sorry. I don't know. Honestly, I appreciate you stopping by. But I don't know. I'm not really listening to music that you guys can hear because I figured if I'm just gonna be sitting here and yapping, I'd rather people just listen to their own music because either my music's gonna drown out my voice, which is already weak, or like, you're gonna have your own music that you want to listen to. And so I'd rather not just create more audio chaos. I'd rather just exist. And I found this world and I thought it was pretty. I say found, but it's fairly popular already. So yeah, I'm just here. This world is called, I think, Sunrise Haven. Yeah, it's Sunrise Haven. I say give it a look. It's very pretty. There's nothing here. Like literally like what you see all around me, all you see here is yours. No, everything around here is just this. I think it's just endless hills of grass. So there's nothing to really like look at other than my green ass. Not literally my ass, but like me, the person who's talking. And this is the first time I've used another avatar when I streamed, other than like the moon one that I usually use. The neat avatar. So at the moment, this is just, trying out different avatar for stream and not by choice. What do you call it? The one I usually use, the fog, covers my hair. So like you'll see me just bald. It's pretty fucky. Like I'll show you. I have to fix transparency rendering or whatever the hell it is. So look, as I go up, I got nothing. I like this one better because the colors, but I got no hair. You could see through me. As you can see, head empty. So my usual avatar is a no-go. And that's a little unfortunate. So now I have to use this one, which is unfinished. I don't want it to be this green, and I need to add a color toggle to it, or, color toggle, but dial, so I can adjust it how I like it. Until then, though, it'll do. How do I sound, by the way? Do I sound muffled? Do I sound clear? Bad, good, whatever. My voice is just so gone. I do think this world would be better if there's like some ambient sounds. Let me check. No, there's no ambient noise. Oh. Is there a menu? Yeah. That's. Oh. It's blue now. I look less green in this lighting. That's good. Um. Unfortunately, there's no ambient lighting settings. So I'm kind of fucked on that front. What can you do? Other than that, I just exist. What's worse is, like, in my just existence, I switched to injections for hormones, and so lately I've been struggling a bit because I feel much more, I don't know, it's just like I feel much more struggling with coping with some of these emotional things. Injections are fine. It's the imbalance, I guess, in hormones, or maybe it's just recent things have been kind of affecting me, I guess, more. So just sending a message to a friend. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like just streaming was kind of a bad idea because like my emotions are kind of all over the place, and I don't want to leak too much about what's bothering me and what's hurting me and all that stuff in my head. I've been having really weird dreams. Like, really, really strange dreams. Also, that's my tail beneath me. Just to be clear, that's my tail. Like, it's behind me, but from this angle, it looks very inappropriate. No, it's not a dong. I should find out if I could turn off my tail, though. Body, animal parts, tail? I can't turn off the tail, so we're just gonna slide on down a little further so my ass is in the ground just a little bit. My hips aren't off yet. Or I could stand up and stop being lazy. Just gonna send this over to them too. Oof. I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, so it's been very up and down for me the past week, especially when the dreams kicked in because, like, with the dreams, I was. It's embarrassing in its own way to go about, but, it just, like, involved things that made me very uncomfortable in its own way. Like coming to terms with certain things in life and parent mortality came up in one of my dreams. Like, I don't know, I'm just gonna like boringly talk about my dream because I haven't really talked about it much to anyone. I would have told one of my friends, but I don't know, I don't feel like they really care. So, what do you call it? Okay, so the dream. I was, on a train, and I made myself really large because I was sitting down. Sorry. Camera's too low. Base station is that way. Alright, so I was on a train, and the train was just kind of going, and I don't remember scenery or anything. People's dreams are boring, so strap in for a really boring conversation. Um, so on the street, or on the train, I remember seeing my ex's father, who passed away recently. So that was already kind of a weird inclusion, because I'm not close to him. I don't think about him. So that was already weird to me. And there was also a clown, like kind of like the homeless clowns wearing overalls, usually not really, well, not homeless, like was wearing overalls, had the usual clown makeup. in a hat, a bowler hat. And he was kind of acting as a guide on the train, and he was telling me about like the different stops and what they meant to him or something like that. I don't remember anything he told me though, because I was dreaming, so most of the dream's gone now. Um, but yeah, so I had conversation I think with my ex's dad for a little bit, and then as the dream continued, things got a little bit hazy. I do remember the clown kind of telling me that like the final stop is essentially the afterlife. Like that's the end. And that's kind of like the rebirth. So it's like if you want, you can stay on the train, but you can get off at any time at this point. So I got off the train and I ran into my mom, who is waiting for the train, and then we kind of just go around and things shift a bit, and we end up like looking around like my old workplaces and stuff and just talking. And I feel like there was definitely some awkward conversation about, you know, me being trans. And so there's that too. And then, like, at the end of the dream, and what really hurt was that I took her back to the train because that's where she was going and said goodbye. And she's still alive, but I think that part of me worries, you know? Facial expressions are all fucky. And so it just wouldn't get out of my head for several weeks. Or it feels like several weeks. It's been like 2 weeks. And I can't stop, like, occasionally thinking about it. And it didn't help that I could barely sleep like the nights before, so I just didn't get a good night's sleep. And I struggled through that. And I don't know, I need to see a doctor. My stomach's been hurting, so it's like when I lay down, I've just been in pain and just struggling to sleep. I don't know if it's because of certain things, like drinking Diet Cokes or Coke Zeros. Honestly, I think that's it. So I've been drinking water today. See, I have a bad habit where I'll stream and then I'll talk about everything that's been on my mind. And sometimes it turns out my friends will come by and they'll like watch my stream for a little bit. And my fear with that is every single time that I'm going to say something and that'll make them worry about me. So I try not to be as freely spoken as I used to be during stream. Which tracker? Okay, it's my waist tracker. That's low. Like I said, I'm on life support, so I'm just plugging stuff in as I sit here. And so, yeah, I feel like sometimes if I talk about things that are bothering me, it's like my friends are gonna listen and then they're gonna be like, what the fuck? Or maybe they'll just be like, ew, ill black is weird. Or maybe they'll just worry about me needlessly, so I try not to. Man, that is so jittery when I plug it in. But overall, I just do what I can. And I hate it because sometimes it's just like this past week I've been on the verge of tears for no reason, it feels like. Like the entire week. Not really, I'm over exaggerating. For the last 3 days, like since Wednesday, because I injected my thigh right before I went to sleep because I figure, if I do it before I sleep, the next day onwards it can like do its thing. So all of Wednesday, I was like in a funk where I just felt like everything. I just felt way too much. I was just like so heavily just down. And then yesterday, I was just basically like, okay, I can't just do nothing, so I just played games at my desk to kind of fill the time, and I played nothing but games by myself instead of talking to anyone. So I spent like the entire day alone, and then today I did it again. Like I got in VR with the intention of being social. I'm gonna unplug one of my ears so I can actually hear myself so I know how I sound. Um, I spent the day doing my best to like initially take care of myself. So I took a shower, I shaved, I did all the things that you should do to kind of like get yourself going, brush your teeth, etc. Drink water, eat, and it just nothing helped. I've still felt just as heavily, well, just heavy, and I feel like I'm a burden because of it. And yeah, I don't know. So it's like, I don't know. I'm still struggling with it, and the reason I went live was like, okay, well, I can't literally sit in this world by myself and just pity myself. So I was like, okay, well, I haven't streamed in a while, so here we are. I hit go live, and I had no plans beyond that because, yeah, I'm just coping with my own like feelings right now, and a lot of those feelings are stupid. Like, I genuinely think that the things that I'm feeling right now are stupid. And it's rude to think that about myself. Like, if someone else told me how they're feeling, I would be like, oh my God, that's so unfortunate. I'm really sorry. You know, I'd listen and I'd feel like that's valid. Like, I always feel like I'm trying to listen and I'm trying to validate other people's feelings. Hello, Jeff. And I guess it just starts to occur to me that, like, I don't really have that for myself anymore. It's such a difficult feeling. Sometimes, you know? It's like this feeling of, like I just feel very replaceable. I think that's been weighing on me a lot. And it's silly. Like, there's no reason I should be putting that on myself so heavily and just being like so down about it. Because, you know, everyone's replaceable. Every job, everything, every person in like friendships, eventually people will move on from us, right? It's just naturally gonna happen. Or not, you know? I don't know. I'm over exaggerating. Um, but it's happened time and time again where I just feel like, you know, I'll invest in people like as my friends and they just kind of disappear after a while. And that's something probably to do with me and like maybe I'm too much or like needy or whatever. So I try not to be and then I try to give people space and I think in turn because of how used to it people might be, they kind of just take it for granted, or just if I stop reaching out, they don't really look for that. I'm just talking about my feelings, Stinger. Sorry, I'm being very mopey and sad. Um, I'm on quite a negativity at the moment just because, like, I'm trans and I'm on hormones, and the hormones have been kicking my ass, and I just needed to get these things out of my system. And instead of burdening my friends, I just thought I'd turn on my stream and just empty my brain of all this negativity, and then I'll delete the VOD later. And, like, if people show up, they show up, and it kind of feels good in its own way to kind of like vent and know that there's like a few people maybe listening or no one listening. It doesn't really change too much, but it's like sometimes even just perspective if people are actively listening. So, like, I kind of just like to bounce off of like the few people who still come around my chat because I used to be a GTA roleplay streamer, and so I used to have a pretty active community, and then they're gone. But I just stopped streaming roleplay, so it is what it is. But hi. Hopefully you're having a good day. So yeah, I'm just talking about stupid feelings and how stupid I feel for feeling them. And my tracking is going absolutely stupid. Maybe if I face the other base station and slowly rotate. All right, am I less jittery this way? Okay, that base station's probably bad. But yeah, I'll try not to stick to sappy topic. I just was talking about it because it was on my mind and pretty heavily like draining me. So on bright news though, I do have a temp jobs coming up soon. I am going to be doing data analysis, and when I do that, at least I'll be a bit more like, well, it's not even a full job though, it's a temporary job. So I'm going to be a seasonal hire for data analysis to read claims, and it's going to be a really boring job, but it pays. So I'm going to be doing that for a bit. But yeah, nothing exciting going on here. I'm going to get the rest of my kind of sad babble out of the system though. So those of you who feel like you don't want to listen to someone's sad rant, that's completely understandable. I I just talk about my feelings a lot, or other people's feelings, ask questions, the usual. And sometimes I listen to music. Today I didn't want to put music on because I figured I'd rather let people listen to whatever they're going to listen to and just kind of talk about this while either you're listening to music or don't even like listen to me, whatever. I don't care anymore. It's mostly just me trying to make myself feel better by having a pity party for myself. But yeah, so it's just been weighing on me a lot. And it's not my friend's fault. Like, any of my friends who happen to come across all this and listen to me, like, yeah, like, it just, don't worry, I'll be fine. Like, none of these feelings are anyone's fault, they're my own fault. Like, I could easily reach out and just put forth the effort that they're not, and just kind of do things like I used to. Reach out every day, say hello, ask how people are doing. But after a while, it does wear you down. It does feel like you're just talking to no one, and then it hurts. What can you do? It's like you have to invest in people who invest back in you. So, emotions are stupid, though. Other than that, though, yeah, I have the job coming up, so that's something positive. At least it'll be something to hold me over. And if I do well enough, maybe they'll full hire me. We'll see. In the meantime, at least it's recent employment, so I can start using that on applications. So I do fully intend to kind of like use that to my advantage. Um, Sorry for being such a whiny person. It doesn't matter really who I'm talking to. At the end of the day, I'm going to apologize to them for feeling whatever it is I am feeling at the time. And that's not healthy either. Like, over apology is a bad thing. That's for damn sure. Like, trying to blame yourself for everything someone else is going through, or like just being overbearing. It's not great. So I try not to. It's very easy to. It's so very easy to just be like, oh, they're not talking to me. I wonder what's wrong. Why aren't you talking to me? Blah, blah, blah. And that's a really bad habit to get into. 0 out of 10, do not recommend. Don't do that. Um, but anxiety really does kick in sometimes. And then, like, in my case, hormones are also kicking in. So it's like, I've got these two, like, voices firing off at the same time telling me that I don't matter to people, you know? And that's really stupid. It's just, it's hard to fight that thought though. And so I'm doing my best to kind of like reprocess how I feel, why I feel it, and just kind of give myself my own therapy. And I know people would be like, hey, go talk to a real therapist. And it's like, aha, what you don't know is I'm a roleplay therapist. I know what I'm doing. Jokes, of course. But I've always, unfortunately, been the type to kind of like deal with things by myself. So I don't really rely on others when I'm not happy. I just kind of tell myself that what I'm feeling and why I'm sad is stupid. And I really just need to get over it. And that's not okay. I would never tell any of my friends that they should do that too. I would tell my friends, talk to each other. Like, let your friends know what's going on. Let them know why you're upset or why you're hurting. Let them know how they can help you if they are someone who wants to help you. And, yeah, just process things. Don't overthink it. Overthinking is the biggest enemy to a healthy mind. That all aside, anyone who's here, how are you guys doing? How's your weekend starting? Hopefully you're enjoying yourself. Hopefully you're having a nice one. I got definitely a lot in my head where I'm just like, ugh. Anyway, that's been like 30 minutes of me nonstop yapping about like these things in my head. So I think it's good to talk about what other people are feeling too. If anyone's still here. If you're not, or you don't really feel like talking about it, that's perfectly okay. Like, not everyone has to really vent out their feelings or just talk about their day. And if you're just here to support me because you're a friend of mine, I appreciate you guys for being here. I'm sorry I can't really provide any entertainment. I'm just kind of a yapper with no one to yap to. No, that's fair. You don't have a lot to talk about, and that's perfectly okay. Man, my hips don't track well. Hello, Hi Nero. Oh my god, long time no see. Oop. Motherfucker. I just knocked my water over. What did it spill on? Well, thankfully it didn't spill on anything important, but it did spill on my floor, so give me just a moment. Damn, there goes all my water. The very thing I need. Okay, got my towel. Where's the water? Oh my. Thankfully it wasn't like a full cup, and it's just water, thank God. If it was like Diet Coke or something, this would be annoying as hell to clean up. Anyway. Okay. That should be fine for now. On the right side, it wasn't on my keyboard, so that's good. Happy for my transition, hella progress. Hell yeah, thank you. Hi Nara, sad news. I am no longer in the Gator VR chat group. Oops, I'm gonna fall backwards now. Oh man, all these cables are definitely not good. Alright. Alright, there. Am I good? I'm good, I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. Oh no, I know. I know it wasn't personal. I never take that personally. I assume Rob and them, just cleaning house. And so I haven't been to a gator lobby in like, fuck, how long has that been? Shit, man. It's definitely been quite a while. So yeah, no, you haven't missed much of me just yapping. I've just been talking about feelings and stuff. What's been new with you though? How have you been doing? Hopefully you're doing good. See, and here I was like, oh, my hip tracking's shit, and then I immediately knocked over water, so awareness. You have a lot going on. Convo probably for off stream. Oh, okay, okay. Well, my DMs are always open, so if you want to talk about it, I'm always happy to listen. Oh man, my tail is like giga stiff. Hold on a sec. I turned off the tail, and that's what happened. Look at this thing. Also, I need to do a lot of things to this avatar to fix it up. Like, what do you call it? The tail is not how I want it. Like, it's fuzzy. So when I turned it into a slime, it's like fuzzy slime, and that looks really weird. And my other one, it's a smooth tail, so I like it better. So maybe I'll try to take Neat's tail and I'll put it on Anza. We'll see. Or I'll get the toggle to work where I can turn off the tail. That would be smart too. Is there anything else fun? I don't know really. I just been kind of, like I said, the emotional flux of like being on hormones is definitely kicking my ass these past few days. But also like little friend events kind of have been hurting me too. And it's always just, I feel stupid for letting them bother me. And that's kind of like what I've been ranting about for a little bit here. I know, super fun, interesting stream talk, to be honest. But what can I do? If it's on my mind, it's on my mind. Uh, yeah, so, I don't know. My feelings, my mental, everything, it's just all over the place. And these weird dreams have been fucking awful. I have no idea what's causing the weird dreams. I'm gonna blame the Diet Coke for this too. The Coke Zero is just like killing me. It's slowly destroying me. Like, I swear, every night I've been having like just to sit up and burp. It's so gross. I'm just like so uncomfortably bloated, I guess. Speaking of, my appetite's gone too, and that's not good. I've been trying to gain weight. I went from 125 to 140. Like, I've been working on it and I've been getting really good. I've been eating extra. I've been counting calories to increase what I've been gaining. So I'm like right where I wanted to be. And then like yesterday and today, I've eaten about half as much as I normally do, and it's not good. Like normally I could finish the entire sandwich that I ordered, but today I ate about half of it before I felt sick and said enough's enough. Steak sandwich and fries. And the fries were giga bland. Like they were so bland. I tasted nothing. Not an ounce of flavor. Not even like good potato flavor. It was bland. And they put onion rings in there and also bland. Those onion rings had no seasoning, not even salt. Like they just tasted like onions and it was gross. And then the steak sandwich was fine. Steak tasted good. For as good as what you can get. Second puberty has made me less hungry, but I've always been someone who struggles with weight. In fact, like the first 7 months of me taking estrogen, I ate less, so I dropped to 125 because of it. Like my original weight was 135 before hormones, after hormones, 125, after forcing myself to eat a lot this past couple months, 140. So I'm getting to that point. I mean, the only advice I can ever give anyone when it comes to weight loss is just it's how much you eat. Ah, wah, 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 wah. It's not really that interesting. But, another thing I need to start doing is looking into like buying a food truck because I don't know what I want to do for a job long term anymore. Maybe therapy, but I feel like, going to school is kind of difficult. So, and if I want to go back to school, I'd probably have to move back in with my parents, and that's up. Especially because, I have got slight tits and they do stand out if I'm wearing the wrong clothes. Like, they kind of look like pecs. Just enough where if I'm wearing a shirt, they look like pecs, I think. And I'd really rather not have that conversation with them because they're all conservative. Like, my mom's very conservative Korean, my dad's very conservative American. It's really fun having a family that supports Trump. But, oh well, what can you do? Can't choose your family. But at least I do have a support system until they find out. You've been getting called ma'am lately. Hell yeah, 10 out of 10. Super happy for you. No, you love to hear that. It's okay. Though, I go to the rock climbing gym, and even if I wear feminine clothes, I still get called dude, man, sir. Like, hey man, what's up? Or hey dude. Or I even got a very polite, I didn't wear feminine clothes this day. Like, I'm always just like tying my hair back and wearing a tank top and shorts. Like that's my climbing attire. Go on my Twitter in their most recent climb video that I posted. That's literally what I wear to the gym almost every time now. Because I don't know, I just felt like if I don't pass and I'm wearing these femme clothes, I just stick out like a sore thumb. So I figured, why not like just take that element out and just let people call me what they call me. Literally though, I got hit with a pardon me, sir, when they were passing me. I was so angry internally, like you didn't have to say that. You didn't have to add the sir. You could have just said, excuse me. But I know they didn't mean harm, and I know they didn't know my gender pronouns or anything. That shit, makes things too complicated. Like, everyone outside of me, they can call me whatever they want. I will refer to myself as nicely as I can, and if my friends don't feel comfortable, I don't really push it on them either. Because I'd rather not just put people in a situation where it's like, oh, our political and like, our just our life views have to align. I'd rather just let people do what they're gonna do, and I'll exist as me because regardless of how I sound, even if I'm talking like this, like, I'm still me at the end of the day. My voice, my appearance, everything. I still know how I feel, right? I know what I want. And so if I'm working on it or not, I'm still me. So, I just gotta do my best to like not overthink that too. But I do know some people would get like very up in arms, and like some of my friends are very adamantly, and again, this is sweet, but they're very adamantly like, but what do you want me to call you? And I'm like, whatever you're comfortable with, it's really okay. If you prefer he, him because that's how you knew me before, it's okay. And like, if you want to go she, her because you're like being respectful, that's also good. But just don't make yourself uncomfortable on my behalf because it doesn't matter. And then I recently realized I reached out to a childhood friend, like someone I've been best friends with since second grade, and I'm 36. So 20, no, more than 20 years. Shit, how long ago was that? Second was 10 years before senior. Senior is 18, so 8 years old to now is 28 years. So I've known this person for 28 years. And I've always known their political views don't really, they're kind of on the odd side. Like they were one of those people who jumped on the libertarian bandwagon because that was the smart people's choice back then. And I don't get into politics, I really don't. But they're also one of the people who are in the Coney 2012. They're also fallen into pyramid scheme before. I still think he's a really nice guy. He just kind of was like, got that mentality that he is one of the smart ones. And you know what? He's more successful than I am, so kudos. But, um, no, he liked one of my posts on Twitter where I posted that I was rock climbing, and I came out to him in text. Like, I was just like, hey, I'm making this transition in my life, and since you're my best friend, I wanted you to know about it. He's basically a brother. And he was like, yeah, I always had a feeling like, it makes sense. Like, I didn't really think about it, but when you say it, it makes total sense. I was like, why does it make sense? I'm just curious. Like, I wasn't upset, but like, oh shit, did I like give it away? And they're like, no, it just kind of makes sense when I think about you. So I was like, okay, fair enough. But then I like saw his Twitter posts. Nothing about me, thankfully, but um, he does retweet Elon Musk stuff quite a bit. And also the Trump stuff too. So there's definitely that. So I was like, oh, I think I chose a bad person to confide in because not many people in my real life know about this. Yeah, that was a mistake. And sometimes he and his girlfriend actually or his wife watch my stream, and whoops, I shouldn't talk about that. But thankfully, they're probably not watching. Probably. And if they are, I'm sorry. But I'm not sorry. It is what it is. Um, no, no. I do have friends who, don't support like everything. Like they're respectful and they don't treat me like I'm not a person, but they also struggle with the idea of being trans in general. Like they're like, like if you really want to know how I feel, you're either born a man or a woman, and there's nothing wrong with being a feminine guy, but like claiming to be a woman, and then I was like, well, don't worry, I'm not gonna force you. Like, just do what you are already doing. And it's like, you don't really know a person that well, it turns out, unless you talk to them about it. So, it is what it is. Yeah. I mean, me and him haven't been that close in years. Like, I used to just, like, whenever I went back to go visit home, like, I would go see him, and I haven't gone back home in a long time. And, like, they were thinking about coming to visit me, and, like, they haven't. And I haven't, like, tried to push for them to, especially because I had a baby anyway, so not my problem anymore. But, you know, kind of for the best at this point. To be honest, like a lot of those people I used to know in high school, like, I don't know, I just don't really vibe with them. They were like I was a total loner in high school, total loner. All of my friends came from literally this guy's friend group. Like I'll call this guy Scott. Like all of Scott's friends were basically just people I hung around because Scott hung out with them. So Scott would bring me around, and that was really nice of Scott, right? Like he helped me socially, like get along with people, but I was always like angsty and brooding by myself. Grr. And that's not healthy either. But that's just how I was. And I've always been that kind of person, just kind of like, if I'm not happy, I'm just gonna just find ways to keep myself busy just to get through. And so I did. And yeah, no, these guys are all very active. They love cars, very macho dudes, and I just never really vibed. One of the recent times too, like I went back to visit in fuck, when was it? 2 years ago, 3 years ago, something like that. I went back home in Washington to like see some friends, and when I did, they were doing like a big gathering, and this big gathering, I showed up. I started like talking and hanging out. We're all goofing around, making jokes, whatever, and it's going good. And then like at one point, we're all in a hot tub, just chilling, drinking. And I was like, oh, I'll go get some more like alcohol, right? I went upstairs to go get some booze. And while I was getting out of the hot tub, I just jokingly said, all right, I'm going upstairs now. You can start talking about me. And then I went upstairs. And after I said that, like this one guy got really bothered by it. Like he was so sure that I was being serious. Like it was a joke. Like I've heard so many people make that kind of joke like, "Okay, I'm back, so you can stop talking about me." Like it doesn't need to be said like as a like serious statement because who does that? But yeah, this guy took me seriously on almost every joke I made. And then afterwards came up to me and he was like I was cleaning up after the party. It was late night. I'm cleaning up after the party, and he comes up to me and he goes like, "I just need to let you know, like, when you said that, it was like so awkward, and like you're just kind of like, I don't know, man. It's just like you're just kind of like weird sometimes, or a little bit awkward, and like socially, and the things you say can make people a bit uncomfortable, I think. Like it definitely confused me, and I'm like, so did people complain? Like what happened? Well, no, no one's gonna complain outwardly, but like I could tell it was weird. And it's like, I don't know, to me these are like the kinds of comments and jokes that I'd make with anyone, like, and it's never been weird before. So yeah, he just felt the need to confront me about it. Maybe someone put him up to it. I don't know. Either way though, it really like sat with me negatively. Like I thought it was a good trip. I thought we were all having fun, and then this dude wants to like turn it around and make me feel like I'm a problem, and so I was like, "Oh, I guess I'm not really welcome here." That's how I'm just gonna leave it now. So he invited me to his wedding. No answer, no response. I'm just not going. So I never did. I basically just cut ties. I was like, I am over it. No more. And, far be it for me to try to foster that kind of relationship when I already can see, like, I'm not appreciated, I'm not welcomed, or whatever. And, I do understand. I've always been different. Like, not just me being trans, just I've always been different. So, it is what it is. I've always been too emotional for my own good. It is what it is. Oh, I learned something I do isn't weird, though. Well, at least according to one person, okay? Alright, so, this is unrelated to any of that. But speaking of just weird things I do. Alright, so hear me out. When I'm sitting at my desk for the last, I want to say at least 20 years of my life, at least, whenever I'm just sitting there, I will just kind of squeeze my pec chest. Like I just squeeze right there, just grip it. And like no reason. That in reality it's because I was always thinking I'm very flat. Yeah. Like I was always like overly aware of the fact that I had a very flat chest because even as a guy, like if I took my shirt off, I was literally just no pecs, nothing. I had six pack, no problem. Like I could flex and like all the muscles are there. Cool. You can even see muscles on my ribs. But my upper body, literally nothing on my chest. And then I've got ripped arms. So I'm like, the fuck? So I started doing bench press, push ups, chest flies, nothing. So I just sit here squeezing at my chest, like, huh. And like without thinking, I don't actively think what I'm doing it. I just will just grab and hold on whatever skin I can. And then I'll like remember like to do something and I'll start typing or whatever at my desk or use my mouse and I'll just go back to holding it like a comfort. And I do that a lot still with boobs, like whatever like slight boobs I have. And like I was on a video call with some friends and they called me out. They're like, "Why are you groping yourself?" And I'm like, I'm not." They're like, "Yeah, you're holding your boobs." And I was like, hmm, I don't really see it like that, I guess. I'm just touching because, it's just my habit. It's like a stress toy. And so it made me think I was crazy. And then, like, one of my friends recently in another video call, just like a few days ago, she was like, "Oh my God, I'm doing that right now." And I was like, "Are you really?" Yeah, she's like, "Yeah, when I saw you doing it, immediately my hands went into my shirt and just like holding them." I was like, "Oh, thank God." I thought I was the weirdo. I did grow my own stress balls. Unfortunately, these stress balls kind of hurt. So I gotta be a little bit more gentle with them. But they do hurt. Where's my phone? There's my phone. Sorry, I just need to check it because I heard it beep. Okay, it wasn't anything important. Um, Mine have been hurting worse since I started injections. Like, legitimately just ouch points, both of them. But I feel my body shake a slight bit when I drop them. Like if I lift up and drop, it goes, and like they go whoop, just a very light jiggle, and I'm like, ah, nice. I went up and down the stairs without a bra, like it just bounced. It's very satisfying. And my butt has gotten a little bigger, so I'm kind of happy with the weight I've gained. Like if I turn to the side, I'm no longer like super flat. I got a slight curve, very slight. Like, sh- so I'm like, hell yeah. So that's cool. That makes me a little happier. I'm nothing like this avatar's proportions, though. Like, it's cute, but don't get me wrong, the torso is like so narrow. Also, why is it crooked? Is it my hips? Okay, so if I touch my real waist, yeah, something's off center about it, but you know, make the most of it, whatever we can. So yeah, I'm touching here, and I go up. That's me touching my rib cage. That's the top of my rib cage. These are my shoulders. Like, this is the full width of my shoulders. Look at this shit. So far apart. And yeah, then neck and chin, nose. It would be cool to have an avatar that's actually built to my proportions. And here's my hands on my actual hips. And then here's my hand on my waist. Yeah, I don't know. This shit's off center. Let me recalibrate. Oh, I see why I'm crooked, because one of my feet is charging, so the uh the Ave is reacting. Yeah, close enough. But yeah, so when I touch my actual waist, okay, my actual waist does kind of line up with this, or my hips. But that's just because the rest of it's too narrow. I have a very broad shoulder set. So, yeah. I'm, um, I'm feeling a bit better after yapping, so that's good. Yapping definitely got it out of my system a bit. I also have to fix a couple things on my avatar. For instance, the slime on top of my head. Like, he's way too jittery, so I think it's something wrong with the fizz bone. And also, when I tilt my head, you can see he kind of like starts lopping from side to side. And that doesn't happen on my main avatar. So that definitely is like a no from me. And I don't like that. Like, right now, my sitting posture is so fuck you. I don't know. I need slime. I need slime trackers. That way I don't have to worry about base station positioning. I can just exist. Hello, Dark Soul. How you doing? I hope you're doing well. Should I do like default Bob voice? Like just to greet people I used to see in my chat from like GTA days? I wonder if I can even do Bob's voice still. I mean, I can, but like right now, my voice has been so fucky today. All right, so if I do my normal voice, all like my my default voice, and then Bob was like slightly lower pitched, right? So it was like, let me sit up straight. No, wait, can I even do it right now? I think there's too much phlegm in my throat, and I'd have to like actively clear it. So let me mute myself for just a moment while I do. Where's my mic? Honestly, like the best I can do right now is like Hello there, it's Bob Moss. Like, that's the best I could think to do right now. So, unfortunately, that's about as good as it's gonna get. I'm doing okay. I'm just kind of vibing. I've been yapping about my feelings for a bit. Like, I just basically turned on my stream to kind of talk about things that are currently weighing me down and just trying to get it out of my system as best I can. Like, ultimately, I'm just trying not to let these feelings like overwhelm me, which they definitely have. Like, I've been so overwhelmed with feelings. It's so bad. And I also think that, yeah, no. I don't know. Expressing the feelings is good, but also bad. Like, I don't like telling people how I'm feeling sometimes because I don't like to make people worry. But the hormones are kicking my ass. That's for damn sure. Like, the injections definitely have been causing a fluctuation. And then my sleep's been fucked. I just need to drink more water, I think, to kind of fix myself. We'll find out. So, I'm gonna start drinking lots of water. Other than that, though, I'm excited. Path of Exile 2 has a big update coming out next week, and I really, really want to try it out. Like, there's a lot of fun stuff in that update that make me excited, so it is on my to-do list. Oh yeah? I just gave a friend of mine a code for PoE too. I would say don't bother playing until next week. Wait until the free weekend that's coming up, which is Friday, and it is going to be free for a few days. But don't bother doing anything other than just installing it and patching it. Because the second one, they're doing update 0.3.0. Like the video where they discussed the update itself was an hour long. It's a really big update. So I'm looking forward to it. Especially just because I like Diablo, I like Path of Exile, they're great games, fun concepts, very silly. I like power fantasies. I want to be a open palm monk. So in Path of Exile, you had to use a quarterstaff because there was no scaling for being barehanded. And people know, as a monk, you either want gauntlets or open hand. What lies, Andre? What lies are you talking about? Also, an improv DM, does that mean you're a D&D fanatic? Alright, Andre, tell me, what lies am I going to tell now? Ask me a question. Hit me. And yes, this model, it's very pretty. It's my friend's model. I just turned it into a slime because I like slimes. The model name is Anza, and it's made by Moonboo. She's very talented. You were a D&D fanatic. What is my biggest fascination with slimes? I guess because they're so unassuming and like the formless nature of it, right? Like oftentimes when you see them, they're portrayed like this, little cute guys who just kind of stare off into the distance. And wow, Wexy, inappropriate. No, but yeah, they're just very simple creatures and like there is a more complex nature when you like make them humanoid, so it's like the evolution, right? Or there's also like that anime, the time I was reincarnated as slime. Um, but yeah, no, I just think it's really a neat aesthetic to have, as well as just the idea of just being jelly. Because I always say I'm like water. I just go with the flow, the typical stereotypical things people say when they don't want to sound like they're overthinking things. So I'm like, I am just me. I am a slime. I am water. I'm nothing special, you know? Just a safe creature that won't kill you. I'm worth like 5 XP, not even worth the effort to acknowledge. Oh yeah, D&D slimes are different though. Dungeon slimes are horrifying creatures. That's different. Dungeon slimes are like actual ooze that is mindless. Like literally, like you said, a Roomba dissolves everything. Like if you played, what was it, Lethal Company? Yeah, you're totally right. Like Lethal Company slime, it just like oozes around until it finds you and then it eats you. Yeah. If you don't mind my asking, what makes you want to retire from D&D though? Is it because being a DM is a thankless job and no one actually cares about the fact that you're putting in work and like facilitating their gameplay? Like you're literally the console in which they're interacting? I'm curious. I know why I stopped role playing. You know, my reason for stopping role play was I got tired of just the environment that was coming about from the GTA RP scene. Everyone was, you know, it's a very selfish thing, you know? Oof. I am so sorry. Whenever I read the words Matt Mercer, I'm like, oh, you poor DM. Why can't you be a DM like Matt Mercer? Why can't you, like, you're not doing really cool voices like Matt Mercer does? Every character has a unique voice when he does it, or you should do it like this, like they do a Critical Role. No, yeah, I can understand hating D&D after that. I would definitely put my screen down and say you can leave now. I've never DM'd before, but I can imagine it's not very engaging or not fun anymore. Used to be 6 friends with pizza, Pepsi, and bad jokes, making the story together. Now they want a fully sculpted, perfect world. Yeah, no. Like you said, Baldur's Gate does change that too. I would say you probably have better luck, like just setting the expectations ahead of time. Like, guys, I don't I don't engage with Critical Role stuff. I don't know how to sculpt the world that well. I'm just gonna DM like we used to, and then try to see if your friends can follow suit. Like, you know, I think it's like one of those things where I don't know if you've already tried this, right? But it is one of those things where like if you set expectations and also let them know how it's making you feel, you can kind of like retemper their expectations. Possibly. Like, dude, I know you guys really like this stuff, and I appreciate what they do too, but I can't do that. And when you guys keep telling me I should, like you don't know how much time that takes. Like if I have a full-time job, other hobbies, like I'm not gonna sit here and write out a book for you, and then you guys to go off script and ignore everything I've tried to give you. Because let's be real, a lot of like role players completely skip things because it's not optimal anyway and barely interact or they fixate on the wrong things and you don't have anything written for it. I don't know. Hmm. No, that's understandable. I'm sorry to hear that though, especially just because it's like your hobby like gets taken away from you in a sense because of things outside of your control. It's not that you failed as a dungeon master, it's that your players have essentially failed you. And none of them will take accountability for it. It's just laziness. And yeah, Baldur's Gate, for instance, could take away from that because it's like Baldur's Gate, everything's already pre done. Like there's prompts on the screen, there's save scumming, there's guides. And it's like when they're prompted with something where they have to actively engage with it and start acting, they don't really want to. Hmm. That's good. Do you have a favorite memory from D&D other than, you know, pizza and Pepsi? I have played D&D, I think, a total of 2 times in my life. Most of my roleplay was just being a therapist in GTA, and it was incredibly thankless. Like, holy fuck. Like, not to toot my own horn, but I was among the best therapists in No Pixel, and I was like engaging and always trying my best to kind of like find ways roleplay wise to help character development. And the amount of times where it felt like I was just banging my head on the wall because the lack of effort on the other person's side, I was just like, I don't know what to do with you. And then there's also like people who had expectations where they're like, oh, they DM me. They'd literally DM me, which you're not supposed to do. And they'd be like, hey, so I want my character to go through this arc, and these are some documents about the condition that they have. And like, uh, you just sucked all the fun out of it. I'm good. Planning with the players to make a giant boss fight and required evacuating the town and rig traps in the army diversions, and they found the guy in a cave on the way. Oh shit. Oh, give me an example of one of the players I wouldn't like. I'm so curious now. Is it XQC? Was it the Chain Gang? Kyle, Penta, and Bloom. Bloom, I think I knew. He was one of the cops. Kyle, I've interacted with him a few times. He was funny. Penta. Penta. Penta was hit and miss. Sometimes Penta would engage, and I don't know, just the asshole RP can get a little bit tiresome, especially when they're like shutting you down. So it's like, eh. But I understand he's actually very talented, and I do see like he actively cared about roleplay. It was just like sometimes he got lost in the sauce and he'd say some things that were a bit too far, and then like he'd hurt someone's feelings, and then he'd go, well, it's just roleplay. And it's like, yeah, but there's still like some level of it that these people might take personally because like, you know, not everyone's perfect. Mm. One of my favorite like people that I've ever met in roleplay was Space Boy though. The guy who plays James Randall. Hello, my name is James Randall. I would like a heartbreaker with cream, extra cheese, no lettuce. Dude is great. I loved him. I was I feel like I was the first person to coin a term for him. Like I told him that he was a world event basically like in an MMO. Like, if players come across him, like, they could expect something to happen, basically. I'm not surprised. No, Spaceboy was the entire reason I actually got into GTA RP. He was doing like a subathon where he was doing permas, or he was just making characters that were, gimmicky with the intention to kill them. So it was perfectly like executed. There are some characters where like he was a fashion designer going around killing people if their clothing did not like make him like appreciate their style. So he'd like start ripping them to shreds over their clothes and then stab them. Oh, I have the avatar too. Yeah, I have the James Randall one. I wonder how Spaceboy would react to seeing that avatar. Oh, I hate gang RP. I do not like tough guys. If your entire roleplay revolves around you being stronger than me, and if you don't all agree with me, you take a gun out, like, I'm done with you. I will never interact with you again. Like, no thanks. There were a lot of times like that too, where like you just say something and someone puts a gun in your face and like, okay, how about now? It's like, all right, Michael Scott. And if you don't know the Michael Scott reference, it was the improv scene. Yeah, like, okay, tough gangster number 527, can you get in line with the other ones? You don't stand out. And just because a famous like content creator stood out for it doesn't mean you're going to. It's so old. It's so overdone. Uninspired. It's like being a murder hobo. No, thank you. James can be a bit too unhinged. It was just like it kept um the content mask instead of actual faces. I'm not sure what you mean. Do you mean like pretending things are veiled under the idea of content instead of actually like acknowledging the personal portion of it? Or do you mean something else entirely? Ah, no, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I hated the fucking masks. They pissed me off so much. Like Burger Shot, we were so over it. Like we would tell them every time, Sir, you have to take your mask off when you're in this building. You're not robbing us, right? Like otherwise we're assuming you're robbing us." They're like, "No, I don't want to take it off." It's like, "Why? Who here is going to identify you and be like, ah, yes, he was at Burger Shot 3 days ago?" Like, no. No, I agree. It just takes away from the realism, like any form of believability, suspension of disbelief, gone. Oh look, it's mass gangster number 27 right now through the door. And the amount of times that we had guns pulled on us because we told them to take their mask off. Just just kill me. I'm done. You know what? Okay. I say this now, it's been years, so it doesn't matter. I the worst experience I've had probably to date outside of being bullied and like harassed was there was one instance where I had therapy with someone. Like I've had a couple bad therapy stories, but this one pissed me off the most. Um what do you call it? Okay, so I did like I had a person who had court ordered therapy with me. So I was sitting there with him. He had all of his gangster friends in the room, and he talked to me about it. He told me about how he's scared and his feelings and his current issues going on. And I listened to it all, and I went, And like I walked through him, like, okay, well maybe you should try some blah 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 blah. Basic character shit to kind of get him through it. Motherfucker. As soon as the therapy session was over, though, he stood up and then he looked to one of his friends and he went like, "All right, do it." And the friend was like, "Oh, okay." And then they took out a knife, and because of GTA's targeting mechanics, they accidentally stabbed him instead of me, and I ran out the door. But he was going to stab me and throw me in the fucking ocean because I knew too much. Like, are you stupid? I'm under legal obligation to say nothing about anything you do. Like, you're here because the court told you to be. If you fucking stab me and throw me in the ocean, like, they know you fucking talked to me. They'll know it was you. How fucking stupid are you? I was so angry. Anyway, I ran out the door. His scuff is not my problem. You roll with whatever happens. Like, some of it's funny, like him getting stabbed instead of me and then everyone panicking. But the fact of the matter was, he was literally going to throw me in the ocean to make a point. Like, am I supposed to perma or like amnesia again? Like, holy shit. I hate amnesia. I hate that concept that, oh, this person saw too much. Shoot him and throw him in the ocean. Ocean dump, ocean dump, ocean dump. Fucking bullshit. Like the goal of like you forgetting this ever happened is so stupid. And then there's also the gangsters that would do that. They would shoot someone and then afterwards they would bit like yeah, you better never come around here again. Throw them in the ocean. They don't know not to come there now. You literally made them forget. Something's on my controller. Anyway, I'm sorry. I rant a bit when it comes to GTA. I was incredibly passionate and loved it, and then these people ruined it for me. So, it's what it is. Like, not I wasn't perfect. Like, of course, I'm not a great role player in like every aspect, but I don't know. At least try. Well, yeah, but like, if you want an example of therapy sessions I hated that weren't related to gangsters, um, there was a time where I had 3 hours unstreamed, so none of you guys had to watch this. But there was a 3 hour session where this guy came to me and he was like, he told me his entire character backstory and life story up until the moment he walked through my door. Legitimately went beat by beat through every bit of his story to the point where he got to the like recent events, and he told me from the day he walked into the city, every person he's met, every instance of things, and I kept trying to push him along. I was like, all right, but I don't see what that has to do with the problems that you're going through, so why don't you kind of like tell me what's been bothering you? And he's like, well, yeah, I'm getting to that. And then he like keeps going, and I'm just like, crucify me. Because I'm too stupid to be like, hey, buddy, this is really dragging and my patience is running out. It's Moon. Moon's the one that made this avatar. Oh my god. I love Moon. Hi, Moon. I'm not really playing my music right now, but hello. I'm just bitching about roleplay stuff. Moon, I need to fix this avatar still. It's got no, what do you call it? I don't have the color toggle. The nails still have these red things. Like, there's so many little things I have to fix. Like, the slime, I have to make him so he sits on the head better because, like, if I wiggle, he, like, moves in a weird lopsided way. And I don't know. There's, like, little things. I want to remove the chains, too, so I could be a bit more pure on my slime. And then I just have to do color toggles. I'm just lazy. Anyway, hopefully you're doing well, Moon. I also need to figure out how to, like, turn off the tiger stripes that appear every now and then. I just, like, am covered in marks. I'm like, maybe I can leave it. I don't know. Make it a weird thing about me being a slime, but I think the avatar is pretty cute. So how about them melons? I'm a fan of water. Honestly, honeydew might be my favorite. Honeydew is green, like me. But no, I just like the color green, and also honeydews taste really good. Did you know that a cucumber is a melon? My music's really going hard right now. Uh-oh. Yeah, that you know is better than the devil that you don't. Yeah, they fall in the classification of that. And also, strawberries are not berries, they're flowers. Or something like that. I don't remember what their exact classification is, but they don't fall under the berry category. Let me double check. My brain. Um, Strawberry. It's just like also like bell peppers and stuff. I just know lots of food facts. Like, um, peppers themselves are all fruits. All peppers are fruits, unless I'm mistaken. Bell peppers, jalapenos, habanero, all of those are considered fruit. Okay, so apparently strawberries are called aggregate fruits. A pseudocarp, whatever that means. The fleshy part we eat is actually the receptacle of the flower, and the tiny seeds on the surface are actually individual fruits called achenes, which I didn't know that. And if you really want to gross yourself out with strawberries, um, look up what happens when you put a strawberry in warm water. It is so fucking gross. Little worms come out, like little bugs. It's disgusting. I love strawberries, but this will ruin them for you. Ugh. The first time I saw it, I almost threw up. I was like, no. Yeah, yeah, as long as you don't like look into it or try to figure it out, like it's not that big of a deal. Anyway, those are some fun facts about fruit. Don't they add something else too? I have no idea, honestly. But no, I don't know. Roleplay was like one of my biggest passions, and I really loved it. And it made me really sad to kind of give it up. And I gave it up for various reasons. Like, I just didn't feel like I had a place I belonged anymore. But yeah, it is what it is. Oh, they add something to the water. It might have been salt. It might be salt water. But yeah, you know exactly what I'm talking about, Dark Soul. It's so gross. But other than that, what else am I passionate about? I don't really have a lot that I can like nerd out on command. Some want the hate, some want a community, some want to win RP. I just wanted to have a good time. I wanted to have good conversations. And that's kind of what started to drive me away from it. Because like everyone was just focusing on the gang part of RP again in No Pixel, like at the end of 3.0. Like I couldn't find people. And like some of my favorite like role players were starting to leave, like not big names. Dark Soul knows one of them, Nilonim. He was great. He played a silly character named Ben Petrol, and it was just so silly and fun. And the dude was like a super big yes-ander, and it was great. I loved him for it. But like a lot of other ones just kind of got sick of it because you couldn't find people. Everyone in No Pixel was hiding in their fucking gang hideouts, or civs were given stores, so none of them left their fucking buildings. And it's like, there's no one to interact with unless you like actively force it. And yeah, people stuck to their safe circles. No one like would engage with conflict. Everyone was literally like what you said. They were all trying to win RP, and it killed it for me. Like, I don't know. It's over. It's dead. It's dead. A couple of my friends told me to go apply to Prodigy, I think. No, no. Is it called? No. Unscripted RP is what they call themselves. Purple RP, unscripted. That's where some people I know went. I'm whitelisted for Onyx. I might still have my golden prio for No Pixel. Every now and then I'm like, I should go back. And then I just like get cold feet because I'm like, I don't think I fit in anymore. You are a dreaded chatter? Uh-oh, what did you do? Let's be real though, chatters are needed for like content creators to kind of thrive anyway. Oh, is it? Mm. I don't know though. Any other fun facts? I mean, there's a bunch of stuff I could talk about, I guess, like little things, like, but no, those aren't really facts. Those are just stupid things I can do. Like, voice acting was another big thing for me. Like, hell, like, one of the biggest things that held me back from ever transitioning, because I'm trans, again, you weren't here when I said it the first time, and I've told people before. Um, I could tell you the three small victories first. Um, I forced myself out of a funk a little bit today by showering and turning on my stream. I finished filling out some forms for a temp job that I started in September, and I was able to win a giveaway to give my friend a copy of Path of Exile 2. Those are three things that I'm happy about right now. So, voice acting, though, I can tell you a little bit, like, because that was one of my big things. And you tell me three victories for yourself, too, while I'm rambling. It's a temp job, though. It's only for 2 months, unfortunately, but it pays quite well, and it's remote, so I mean, I can't really complain. Um, well, have you looked at the PoE2 patch notes? They're fucking insane next week. Like, huge changes. They're making it so evasion. I'm changing topics. They're making it so evasion actually works on everything. It's not just that you can dodge attacks, you get elemental or you get deflection ratings now. So your evasion scales with deflection or scales up deflection. And so if you get hit by like an AoE on the ground, those are normally undodgeable because evasion doesn't work like that. Now it works on non-melee. So you take a portion of the damage because you're deflecting it. Armor is going to have something like that too. I think it's like elemental absorption. So like there's going to be some like combinations of statuses that work out a lot better than they used to. But voices. I've always been someone who likes to do voices. Like one of the big things in my streams was I used to do like lots of impressions. And one thing I could never do is more feminine voices. And this is not passing. I already know that. This is very lazy and my throat's kind of fucked, so I sound stupid. But the way I learned how to do this is really neat. It's a resonance technique. So like originally my mm, originally my voice sounds like more down here. And like what I learned to do through like friends and other media was a trick where it's like to learn how to do resonance is you use like other voices. So if you can do an impression of one, you could probably do more vocal training. So because I sound like this, I was like, well, there's no way in hell I'm ever gonna pass, ever. So I should probably just give up. And so I did. And then like what I realized or what I learned was like, okay, Kermit the Frog, for instance. Oh yeah, supposedly it makes the game a bit easier though, I think. We'll see. But so Kermit the Frog was like the key for resonance for me. So, Kermit the Frog here, when you do Kermit's voice, your Adam's apple or your throat move up towards the top of your mouth, and therefore, you have a bit of a control over where your throat is, and it kind of teaches you to keep it there and balance it. So from here, you have to stop doing the stupid Kermit inflections, like ah, and so just going back into it, so it's like, so you go from Kermit the Frog and you learn to adjust it downwards so you can actually relax the back of your throat. So you go from Kermit to here. And then you learn how to do other things like be breathier or more vocal fry. There's a lot of fine tuning involved with it. So, yeah, no, this was definitely like a big step up. And then I realized I can impersonate Tina Belcher. So I can actually do like more voices, and that makes me happy too. So like I can do the. So my dad told me that I can't really talk to Jimmy Jr. anymore because I keep looking at his butt. Or it's like, Dad, I think I have a rash on my vagina. Are you telling me that as my daughter or as my fry cook?
because my fry cook should not be telling me that. In fact, my daughter should not be telling me that either. Um, go tell your mom.
Mom, my vagina itches and it smells like bacon. Like that whole thing was great. I loved that show. But no, doing voices has always been fun. And so like learning to do vocal training, like learning to actually adjust my voice definitely gave me a bit more confidence, even if I don't fully pass. It definitely kind of opened that door a bit more though. Because it's like, oh, why bacon? I don't know. That's what they said in the show, wasn't it? But yeah, no, there's definitely a lot of things where it's just like, oh, I didn't know that. And it's like the way you control your voice and the things I do inherently without knowing. Like, I've had zero professional training, so like, I just always did impressions based off of feeling. And so, like, there's lots of times where it's just like, oh shit, I can do that. You know, I used to do all of this stupid impressions that you'd see on TV, right? Everyone and their mother does Kronk. Everyone and their mother does an Arnold and Schwarzenegger. Like, literally, if you if you want to see like autism, like what do you call that? Uh, fuck, what's the term? Stimming. If you want to cause some vocal stims in people, literally go around a bunch of dudes and do
Hey, Cusco. Nice cock.
do that once. I promise you, almost every one of them will do it too. Like everyone will vocal stim off of that. It's kind of like you can't say chicken jockey without people repeating it, right? Or now you also have lizard, 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 lizard.
Ah, Kronk's a top tier character. Everyone loves to do Kronk. His voice is, very deep. Flint and steel. Yeah, Peter. I watched the new Minecraft movie. Turns out, I'm in it.
I don't know. It's just goofy and I love it. Um, but you know, I was also told back in the day when I was doing like my Bob Mosk voice like all the time, people were like, "You kind of sound like the dude from the Lockpicking Lawyer, like the YouTube channel."
Hello there, lockpicking lawyer. Today we have a Master Lock 5000, and it's going to be as simple as a rake, set the bindings, false set on one.
Yeah, me too. Ah, I don't know. Stupid stuff like that's fun. I am very warm right now, so I'm gonna actually probably have to kick my air conditioner up into overdrive. I'm actually like melting a bit. Fun allegiance to myself. Whoa, whoa. I can take kick down in my soul. Let me turn on my AC a bit more. Hello, kitty cat. You're also warm from a migraine and a fever? That's not good. Oh yeah, and your wins. You said you made a small server for your classic WoW, IRL, and Minecraft friends, so you can play board games. You decided to find and talk to some small streamers and found a few to follow. Finally cleaned your bathroom, and it's long overdue. Well, congratulations on those little wins. Those are awesome. One of my favorite games for that purpose actually is playing Tabletop Simulator. I used to play a lot of tabletop sim with my friends. We would play what was that game called? There was a game, Betrayal at House on the Hill. It was actually a pretty fun game. Also, your migraine fever, have you taken anything for it yet? Have you taken like any Excedrin? Also, how long have I been live? 1 hour, 40 minutes. If you've never played that one game, Betrayal at House on the Hill, I actually highly recommend it. It's pretty straightforward. There's no like hard concept to it outside of just keeping track, which Tabletop Simulator already does it for you, of things like omens. But it's a very simple yet engaging because it's 4 players, I think. No, is it up to 6 or 8? I don't know. It's either 4 to 8 or 6. And what was it I was thinking of? Also, thanks for the follow, Andre. Um, Crap, my brain is like fried right now. Um, what was I talking about? Oh yeah. So it's like 4 players, and I think it's more. But anyway, you and your friends are all PvE at first. You're all just exploring this house one tile at a time, and every time you unflip a tile, it's either the ground floor, the upstairs, or the basement. And each of those have their own tiles. And so you draw from the tile set and then you see what it does. And so it's like sometimes you get an omen, sometimes you find an item, and you have to do rolls just like in game or in like D&D and stuff too. Or it's like, do you succeed or does your character have the right stats for it? Because you pick a character too at the start. And it's just really fun. And then like once you've unlocked or every time you find an omen, you roll to see if the haunt starts. And the haunt is based on which omen you found, which room you're in, and like some small factors. I don't remember. I think those are the main things though. And you look in the book, you find the haunt, you find the omen, and you like line up the things, and then you flip to the page of the haunt, and the haunt begins. That's when the monster arrives. And sometimes the monster is the person who found it. Sometimes it's like arbitrary things like, okay, what floor is this person on? I don't know. It could be a lot of things. Oh, you played it? I see, I see. You get lost in the basement if you fall in and you can't find the stairs. It's hell. The dumbest thing that ever happened, and it was like the funniest shit. Like, we're all playing, and one of my friends, he fell into the basement, and the haunt started. And he turned into the Ouroboros, or Ouroboros, or however you want to say it. And it was the funniest shit because his win condition, we didn't know it. Obviously, you're not supposed to know the other player's win condition until like later. But our win condition was to find these pieces and then to stop him. His win condition turned out was just to fill as many tiles as possible with his giant snake body. And once he did that, the house falls apart and we lose. Had no idea. So we lost without ever engaging with him. He didn't even try to engage with us. He was just like laughing to himself, moving tile to tile every other turn. And we were like, all right, he can't find his way out. Okay, we're safe, we're safe. He didn't want to find his way out. Finding the stairs means we can find him, right? He just wanted to just be a little snake and just walk around. So yeah, we had no chance of stopping him, and it was just so funny. Ah, good times. Yep. Just be a big fat snake and crush the house. Oh, which one of your animes? I'm trying to think of which animes have Ouroboros in it. Also, you don't have to say Japanese anime. That's redundant. If you said Japanese cartoons, I would have laughed though. Like that's 10 out of 10 rage bait. Hello. I forgot I have to face my base station. Oh, I see. Sorry, I don't know Metal Gear lines, but that's still a good line. Like, if you were to say Japanese cartoons, ugh, every weeb in a 10-mile radius is gonna start looking for your address. I was not trying to. It was the tracker. It's not my fault. The tracker and the base station did that. I claim no responsibility. That said, though, what time is it? It is 23:04, so it's 11. I think it might be time that I get off. Um, it's too warm, so I'm like dying in my room. And yeah, no, streaming and being in VR, it's making my PC work hard. So I think I'm gonna end it here. Thanks for yapping with me though. Okay, that's wait, camera is here. Shame on you. But yeah, I'm going to hop off, and you guys have a good rest of your night. Thanks for stopping in and hanging out with me. Listen, I say getting off all, like, okay, one more story. Sorry, one more story. Um, when I get my electrolysis, like, there's a recent time that I went, and if you don't know what electrolysis is, they put a needle into your face, and then they electrocute the hair follicle. It is the end of the stream. This is the last story. So, like, while they're electrocuting my hair follicles, like, obviously I'm sitting there in pain, and then, like, when the lady was done, like we were getting ready to clean up, so she's like, okay, now I'm just gonna clean you up and then we can go to aftercare. Aftercare has so many different meanings these days. Like I've heard people use aftercare regarding sex, so it's pretty funny to me for someone to say aftercare. And I've never heard someone say aftercare for that process before either, so I just like stifled my own laugh because I was like, hmm. But yeah, no, she just like put the like electrode on my face and just like cleaned up and then yeah. But anyway, similar to me saying getting off, aftercare has lost its meaning. Getting off does not always mean getting off, okay, pervs? Anyway, I appreciate you guys for joining me and giving me, yeah, my aftercare. Look, if I had someone to cuddle with IRL, I wouldn't be here. Alright, you guys enjoy your night. I will catch you all again the next time I go live. Who knows when that will be, but I always post about it on my Discord server and sometimes on Twitter. Sleep well, and I hope you feel better from your migraine. Okay, bye. I appreciate the follow. Bye.